and I want to help you see it through. Sometimes these things can be a little scary, even terrifying, but I'm here to make sure that no matter how upsetting things may get, you will always find a way to work through it. Hmm?
Good evening, Internet, and this is Steven with my Day 1 review of Until Dawn. Now, admittedly, I didn't know much about this game before jumping into it. I kind of ignored all of the previews for it because I wanted to go into it blind. It's been a while since I've played a really good horror game, and this one seemed to fit the bill. But what I found interesting about it is that it's more of an interactive movie than a game itself. Yeah, there are some gameplay elements to it, but it seems to be more of an interactive narrative than a game, and that's fine. It seems like a choose-your-own adventure or choose-your-own death simulator. At least that's how it's turning out to be. But it seems good. The game takes place in a cabin deep in some woods, which is as good a setting as any for a horror game, and you play it by jumping around from character to character. You interact, you make choices, and you affect their relationships in between them, as well as affecting a butterfly effect. And this game is very, very proud that its core gameplay is based on the butterfly effect.
Boom. Butterfly effect.
And it lets you know it pretty frequently. So you play as a group of teenagers staying at the cabin 1 year after some girls from their group went missing during a similar trip, obviously the year prior. You bounce back into a room at times as well, and you kind of play yourself in these scenarios as you talk to a guy named The Analyst. You take some psychiatric questions, you answer them the best you can, and I assume that's going to in some way drive the story forward in your own little customized way. Now, the game does a good job of building tension and setting up the scene, like the whole atmosphere of the area, and it actually feels like the introduction to a really good TV series, and that's probably because it plays out episodically. After a while of playing and a trip back to The Analyst, I was met with a previously on Until Dawn cinematic that detailed my choices and what happened in, I guess, what's the previous episode. Visually, the game looks really good. The lighting is good, the atmosphere is good, the sound is pretty decent as well. The sound isn't quite as good as I would have expected for this type of game, but nevertheless, it's pretty decent. The character models, however, have an almost uncanny valley look to them. It's probably because of the very weird, not quite yet off-putting, but almost there facial animations. I don't know, the game looks great, but there's something about the faces that I just can't put my finger on. They kind of creep me out, and not in the way the game intends. The characters also have moments of really weird animations. It's almost as if some of the stuff was motion captured, other stuff wasn't motion captured, and they just kind of tried to blend it in together. And I don't know, it's really weird. It goes from a very smooth look to an almost too fast stop motion-y look at some points when they're doing hand signals. I don't know, it's weird. You just gotta play the game and you'll get it. The voice acting is also hit and miss. Sometimes it's really good and it draws me in. Other times it feels like they're forcing a joke. Like sometimes they'll do stupid accents to try and drive some kind of pop culture reference home. And I get it, they're building the characters, they're building their personalities and showing you what type of person they are, and I get that, but I don't know, in this game it just doesn't feel like it was done very well. I assume the actors did the best job they could. They got some pretty good actors in here, some pretty big name people, or at least mid-name people that were big at one point. And it kind of works, but yeah, there's other times it just feels a little off. Overall, I'm very excited to continue my stay at the cabin and see how all this unfolds. As I said, I thought there would be more actual gameplay than there is, as opposed to being an interactive story, but what's here does have me kind of hooked. I'm pretty excited to see how it ends, or at least to see how my first playthrough ends.
Definitely not gonna feel like a regular party. I mean, what do you think?
You guys gonna make out now?
Oh my god, totally. We're so gonna make out. No, seriously, I'm gonna go check on the cable car back on the trip. All right. See you, man. See ya. All right. See ya.